The modern day 4 mod, in my opinion. This is one of the greatest mods out there in the Steam workshop, and it still has lots of potential in it. Well, did you ever want to play as Serbia? Did you ever want to play as Serbia and be able to restore Yugoslavia, but you were not able to do that because actually all of the countries are a member of NATO? Well, with this mod, you can do it that way. So let's go ahead and take a look. Link to the mod will be down below in the description, by the way. Well, about this focus tree, it is favoring Serbia quite a bit. You can prepare for war, reclaim Bosnia, and the best thing is you can revenge to the NATO, which will have a really special effect. The countries will actually lose their spirit NATO member. You will get conquer war goals, and that will mean that you can wage war against them without waging it against the entire NATO. So let's go ahead, build our army, and then see how it goes. First, I shall develop on the industry, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the industrialization program. Well, one thing is for sure, Serbia really lags behind in every technology, so we'll have to catch up there first. Goodbye, ISIS commander. Well done, Putin. The great nation of Serbia is doing quite well. Well, I decided to extend our spending to a huge military spending. The result is that we can't build anything, but well, we don't care. And other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and enact partial draft for Serbia. News said that Serbia now built an army, but for what we doesn't know. We hope it's only for defense the neighbor countries. Doesn't see that good development for her future relationship. What will come next? I love the game. While we are waiting for the game to progress, well, the good thing about this mod is that you can get, well, I think that's completely historical, you can get a tab annex countries here, and then you can annex Kosovo, then they'll get the event, want Kosovo, wants to go back, it costs 100 to take a decision. You can also go ahead and annex Montenegro, and then they'll get the event Montenegro afraid. Well, I think that's in our interest, so let's go ahead and do that. By the way, in Montenegro, I don't think that their GDP ratio is 200,000 per capita. I think that's not that correct. So, but anyways, let's just wait and see if they rejoin Serbia. And here we go. That's what I mean. We can go ahead and reclaim Bosnia, adding it into our nation and getting a conquer war goal against it. That's nice. Here we go. We got the event Montenegro afraid. Montenegro is afraid of us and don't want a war in the near future, and to make it easy, we might successful deal with them. With this, we should be stronger than ever before and keep this. We annexed Montenegro and we got it as a core state, getting their infantry battalion as well. Sadly, they have no navy. But welcome Montenegro, Crna Gora. Next thing, Kosovo want to come back to us because they can't do anything. After so many years, Kosovo couldn't do anything because of that. They decided to come back and want our government to help their people. This will not be a big problem for us, but to help people we need to pay something. Alright, there we go. So we got Kosovo for a small price, adding it as a core state. Now our core state is increased to Canada. Well, Kosovo had 2 military factories, 1 civilian. Montenegro just had 1 apparently. Travel ban passes. Alright, whatever. Well, I think we got totally strengthened by that move. That's nice. Now, well, Bosnia will be next. Well, you probably know that this mod is supposed to be played during the Syrian or Iraqi civil war. And, well, Assad is winning the civil war without a doubt. The rebel groups have been crushed mainly. ISIS has been encircled and is fighting against everyone in the region. And Assad, I think the victory of Bashar al-Assad will be imminent. Let's spectate the Syrian civil war with patience. By the way, the game is so laggy because there are so many wars active. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wars. And I'm also going to declare war on Bosnia now, so let's finish up preparations. There's not much to prepare, but still. The focus tree goes on, by the way, with the Macedonian recline. Well, you can consider operation is done. I just activated the force attack, and now we're gonna go ahead, declare war, conquer, call allies. So we declared war on Bosnia and Herzegovina, so the inevitable happened. Send our war planes to the Balkans and dominate the air, and now tell our army to attack. Well, the Bosnian army is kind of non-existent. What's that? That was some, well, major graphical bugs there. Well, what's going on there, please? Okay, I can't zoom in apparently. My GPU is playing wild. Just look at that. I don't know why, but the units, they don't even have any textures. I think, I don't know what's the problem. Oh, we got support from Montenegro's people. The people support our war against the enemy, and more people volunteer for the army. When this hold on, then this war will be easier than we thought. Support from Kosovo's people. The people support our war against the enemy and the same. There are 2 American divisions, look at that. Well, I hope we are just fighting against Bosnia. If we are just fighting against Bosnia, they have, I mean, they only have 3,000, we have 32,000 divisions, so that should not be a problem there. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and add these battalions to the attack line as well. Let's add them there, they're gonna join the operation. And well, I'll be back when we capture Bosnia, because that will take some time, especially with the aid they're getting. Yeah. This war is going weird because the Americans, they decided to send really lots of supplies into the region, and our army isn't really in the best condition to attack. So let's see if it will be a failure. And by the way, our army just got encircled. Isn't that amazing? You special forces, I'm gonna convert you to a mechanized brigade. Alright. Well, the problem isn't Bosnia, the problem is the American troops, which America just bloody sent there, and now our troops are actually endangered there. Why is that game so laggy? Alright, well, it is announcing that the Americans, they decided to attack us. Let's try to break through the line and to achieve a corridor. Let's just ensure that our entire army is actually busy attacking. Let's just tell them to stay there. Yeah, we can't go ahead and capture Banja Luka because that isn't possible. We can maybe try to re-establish the link with our country there. We reclaimed them, but I'm not really in any position right now to do other things than to try to recapture our line there. Oh dear, that isn't, the war is not really going as expected. If truth be told, no, it is not. With our army just being encircled in Bosnia. Actually there, you just see it. Let's try to break out with it. Perhaps that will work, or perhaps not. Yeah, you know, it just takes ages for the, like, 18 days to move from one location to the other, so yeah. Alright. So yeah, so you need actually strong divisions there to be able to do anything important. But there we go, come on, we see, and you go ahead, attack them. The Americans, they simply won't, what just happened? They simply won't stand still. They always have to interfere, don't they? At least we established to link up our troops somewhat. Let's go ahead and maybe recapture. Oh, we really can't move. I have to send that division to capture their capital. After we capture Sarajevo, that should be all. That's really a mess. It's a complete mess, to say the least. We captured Sarajevo. The Bosnians, they are just 62% towards capitulation. We have to capture Banja Luka right now. Vladimir Putin got re-elected. That's great. What can we do? Well, with the American troops, they're not really much there. Nope. Maybe try to insert the American division there. Capture. Where can we capture Banja Luka? Our army there is just encircled. Yeah. I'll be back if there's any progress on the front line. Alright, actually, just after a few days, we achieved complete victory. I think we managed to capture one province, that's why. Let's go ahead and annex Bosnia. Well, that war was harder than you thought. Get rid of Banja Luka, and there we go, the expansion of Serbia, and we got just 2 factories. Is that a joke? God damn it. Well, let's go ahead and core Bosnia. Let's go ahead and reclaim Croatia. Yeah. You know what I thought? I mean, because we can't build anything anyways, I decided to increase the tax cost to 83%. Now we are an extensive welfare state, advancing universal healthcare, free universal quality education we are a police state, huge military spending, and extensive centralized bureaucrat state. Well, we are getting 4 political power per day. 4. Well, after the fall of Croatia, that will be quite beneficial for us. We finished the Croatian reclaim. Next thing will be Slovenia reclaim. The same procedure for there. And then we're gonna declare war on Zagreb. They lost their thingy. There we go ahead, declare war. Serbia declared war on Croatia. Our airplanes will become active. They nearly got all shut down, by the way. Our army will advance. We're gonna capture Dubrovnik, and you are gonna go ahead and capture Zagreb. You'll attack that division in Osijek, keeping the only Croatian division busy. They aren't doing much, so we have to tell them to attack by ourselves. Zadar, and you're going to split. Oh, they actually reinforced Dubrovnik. Yeah. How do we capture it without any problem? Well, these getting crushed quite quick. The Croatian army is around 4,000 strong. I don't think that's an accurate depiction of the strength of the Croatian army. But I mean, well, alright, we captured Zagreb, by the way. We're going for these other counties there, so not really much of fighting happened. And there we go, the Treaty of Zagreb. Full annexation of Croatia. Now Slovenia and Macedonia is left. By the way, I don't know, but the Croatian people decided to support me after I annexed them, so that's, I think, welcome. Well, we need self-propelled AA, but it is from 1965. Come on, I don't think Serbia was lagging that much behind, were they? Well, we got both justification of wars also against Macedonia. I'm gonna go ahead, declare the war. Our army shall be ready. They're gonna get forced attack for 7 days. There we go. We are fighting. It is not an even war. 42,000 soldiers against around 2,000 soldiers. That's not even at all. So we should, well, conquer them really quick. In the meanwhile, while we are fighting this war, I'm just gonna go ahead and lower our corruptions. Currently it's unrestrained. Let's lower it to systematic. We can go even further and lower it to widespread. You can go even once more further and lower it to medium. So that's quite some progress for Serbia. Our troops are advancing there. We captured Skopje. Let's just go ahead and capture the province of Bitala and the Vranje province. There we go. Let's just spectate in real life how quick this war will be over. The majority of their troops are already fallen. We only lost 6 men, while they lost 309. There we go. Treaty of Tetovo, full annexation of Macedonia. There we go. Next will be Slovenia, and after that we can call the reconquest done. By the way, I'm gonna finish recording because the performance is just incredibly bad, despite me having an i7 377 OK, which is quite old, outdated, bad RAM. But I have 2 GTX 1070 Ti's, but sadly a good graphics card doesn't help me much in that game. Anyways, let's get our army ready and then attack the last former Yugoslavian country. Well, look to this awesome event. The cause of people have it good. The support was very helpful. People live a life they would never have dreamed of. And thanks to the hell we got a little bonus. Normal. Nice, we got 2 civilian factories. Well, Kosovo is a flourishing region. Even Kosovo is better developed than our capital. They are certainly flourishing. Kosovo. Yeah, I'm still... It's 80% for the tax cost. So what is that? Swedish elections. Whatever, ISIS can't get in the airstrike. Is the ISIS even still alive? Yeah, but Bashar al-Assad is doing some major progress, although the Idlib Afsham managed to push 1 province. I hope Assad will win as soon as possible. There was an election in Slovenia, but that's not gonna help them to withstand us. We're gonna go ahead, do, but we lost. Why did we lose justification of war? I would time the out, so I'll have to justify it, then I'll be right back in 20 days. It's gonna take ages. While we wait, why not get some Hrvatski, some Croatian Marines, shall we? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. First, let's go ahead, decrease our corruption, demolish corruption. And after that, it will be declaration of wartime against Slovenia. Goodbye. We declared war on Slovenia. Our army should be advancing really quick. Capturing Ljubljana, which is already on the border. There you go. That fell quite quick. I don't know why they located 2 of the divisions there. Well, we are at war. Yes, I see. May you please open yourself? Perhaps? No? Oh, game, are you doing alright? I want to open a tab. But it won't let me see the war, unfortunately. We had big problems with Slovenia in the past, but we'll conquer Slovenia not for revenge, but only to become bigger. Everyone that say other things is an idiot, will say. Due to our positive balance, we collect more and more tax than we stand. This has led to a major improvement in our debt reserves level. As we decrease our debt, that's some nice information. We'll go ahead and capture Koper. Oh, I don't know, they have some divisions there, really. In Italy, I guess. Alright, anyways, we have to capture Maribor, otherwise this war won't end. They're marching inside, they had to retreat, and that's the only province they got. Yeah, this we are at war screen won't open, probably the game can't handle that much. But you see, the last battle against the Slovenian divisions has begun at Treaty of Ljubljana. Full annexation of Ljubljana. There we go, and Yugoslavia has been restored. Well, you see how terrible the game goes on. But yes, we managed to restore Yugoslavia. Now we would have to like go ahead and do this these times here. The focus is here, but that will take way too long. You know, I just couldn't wait that long. It's just terrible performance. The Syrian Civil War is going quite well for Assad. Oh, I already told you. And well, now Serbia is a major power. Let's compare our industry with, for example, the Bulgarian industry. Stronger, way stronger. We aren't that strong as the Italian industry, but we are rivaling it. Okay, the German industry is way stronger than we are. Certainly. Yeah, well, thank you for watching. You see that everyone kind of doesn't like us, but that's fine. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Sacred, and I'm out. Have a good day to you all. See you next time. Goodbye and have a nice day.